Hey, what's going on, WBSE? The Whiskey Network brings you another great review. Today, we are going to review, which we already have in our glass. We've let it open up for a little bit. The 2020 Master Collection from Woodford Reserve. It's a 17-year-old. They call it a very rare fine, I'm sorry, Woodford Reserve, very fine rare bourbon. The term very fine rare bourbon used to be used by old auctioneers auctioning off lots of old barrels. So, you want to tell a little bit more about it, Bill?
Yeah, this liquid was from barrels that were 17 years old, and they were filled back when Elizabeth McCall was a master distiller.
Well, they were filled when Chris Morris became master distiller.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Elizabeth McCall was still there, and then Chris Morris took over. And so they've saved these barrels to come out with this special release. And Elizabeth Morris's name will be on, for the first time on a Woodford bottle, a hang tag, since she's been named master distiller, assistant master distiller in 2018. So this comes in at 90.4 proof.
That's the standard proof on Woodford Reserve.
Standard proof. And it's available in select U.S. and global markets with a suggested retail of $129.99.
That's about the standard for the Master Collection.
Right.
I got one of the old bottles, which is a batch proof right there by my thumb. Now they changed the bottle shape, and I'm not sure why they changed the bottle shape. I do like the pot still bottle shape they used. But now it's a smaller bottle, more squat bottle. We don't have one in front of us. This was out of a sample bottle.
We will have a picture of it at the beginning. If you've tuned into this at the beginning of this review, there is a picture of the bottle. It's a sharp looking bottle.
It is. I still like that one. I'm kind of old school. Sorry. So this has been in our glass for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes, give or take. And we're using our nifty new Whiskey Network glasses.
Yeah.
Beautiful product by Tom Simone. So the nose, you get a lot of oak, obviously 17 years in a barrel. That's something I always like in bourbons, like some of the other brands like Elijah Craig 18, Forged Oak, which is a 15-year-old whiskey. Pappy 23, which is super oaky for a lot of people, but I love a strong oak presence in my whiskeys.
So I differ a little bit from Chad on the nose on this, and we kicked it back and forth for a while before we started the video. I get caramel popcorn. The first thing that hits me is caramel popcorn, followed by some sweet oak, lots of brown sugar and vanilla with a little bit of tobacco on the nose.
I get the caramel. I don't get quite the caramel popcorn as you get. I'm not pinning that on the nose at all. But the tobacco, the kind of like cocoa or chocolate, slight, and you get that with a lot of very oaky whiskeys.
It does have in the background the typical Woodford Reserve spice notes as well.
I mean, as you can see up here, the color is just, it's a beautiful amber sienna color. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking whiskey, and the viscosity of the legs coming down, just kind of very thin and slow. So, you know, all signs of really great whiskey. So I'm going to go ahead and raise the glass and cheers.
Cheers, Whiskey Network, WBSE.
Wow. So you definitely get the oak in that.
Yep.
Obviously, 17 years is a good age on whiskey. You get some kind of like honey, some caramelized brown sugar, so to speak.
Get a little bit of apple.
I kind of see where you're going. Something
on
like
the finish, a little apple.
And the finish is really lasting. You get this initial pop, and I'm sure you got it too, mid palate. It just pops, like just an instant buildup of that alcohol burn. But then it just kind of creeps away and just kind of lingers and hangs.
It's still there.
Very lightly. And This is about 30 seconds after my first swallow, and I'm still getting flavors coming out.
Yeah, now I'm starting to get some raisin.
A little bit, yes.
And just so you know, we understand that everybody's palate's different and everybody's nose is different. So you're hearing what Bill and Chad think about the nose and the flavor profile, but you got to try it for yourself and see what you think. But I like this.
I've had a lot of the master collections, the seasoned woods, some of the malts they recently did, the chocolate and the oak one, which wasn't one of my favorites, to be clear. Honestly, I kind of walked away from that bottle. But the batch proofs they're doing, the cherry wood they did was simply fantastic. And when I saw the press release on this, I got excited because it's like straight up Woodford, but aged to perfection. In my opinion, anything over 15 years for whiskey is a great whiskey.
This is quite tasty.
I can't wait to have this sitting on my shelf. I'll tell you that. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I only got a little bit left. I think I'm going to savor this for the afternoon.
Put a lid on it.
Put a lid on it. Walk away. Let it sit for a little while. I'm going to definitely come back to that. But that's a fantastic Woodford Reserve 17-year-old, very fine, rare bourbon. Say that 10 times fast.
Very fine, rare bourbon.
That's very slow. And you got 9 more to go.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to pass.
Going to pass. But fantastic whiskey. Let me raise my glass to WBSE and Whiskey Network.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Bill.
Cheers, Chad.